And right before you serve it, take you a nice big handful of green onion tops, put in it. So for lunch today, I figured I'd make me a meatball stew. So I got a little oil in the pan. I'm actually using some olive oil, and we got about 1 cup of a diced up onion, and a half of a cup of diced up bell pepper. And we'll cook those on a fairly low heat until they're nice and translucent. And while the onion and bell pepper is cooking, this is 1 pound of ground meat. This is actually half ground beef and half ground pork. We got 1 egg. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons of plain breadcrumbs. I think that'll be enough. And we're going to put a little bit of some Cajun seasoning in it. I think we'll go with a half of a tablespoon. And like I said, the gravy is going to have seasoning in it. This is just to give the meatballs a little bit. We're going to put a little bit of diced onion in it as well. And I'm thinking probably, I'm going to go with a tablespoon. I think that'll give it a, could have grated some fresh onion as well, but I had this dry one. So that's it. We got, like I said, the Cajun seasoning, breadcrumbs, 1 egg, and some diced onion. And I guess we'll add a little bit of some garlic powder to it as well. I'm thinking maybe half a teaspoon. So let's get that mixed up. Just get you a good sized scoop. And I don't know however big or small you want them. I'm gonna do them, I guess about like this, I guess. You know, thereabout. And I'm getting my broiler. I got my broiler on high. I'm just waiting for the oven to get heated up. So this is my onion and bell pepper. When I had it, this is about a teaspoon of minced garlic. And this is about a half a cup of roux. And I might add more roux. I'll just have to see as it goes what it looks like. And we're going to add some water. And we'll just kind of get the roux incorporated into the water. So let me do that, then I'll show you what it looks like. So we're just adding that little bit of water. You can see how thick it is. So we're going to add some more water to that. And like I said, I can always add some more roux if I add too much water. But I think I'll just start out with a half a cup, because I'm only doing 1 pound of ground meat, so it's not a lot. So I think this will make a pretty good little gravy. I always add some paprika to it. And I usually don't measure, but I guess I'll measure it. We're going to add, let's just add a half of a tablespoon to it. I think that'll give it a good little color. That looks pretty good. And we're going to add a little bit, let's see here. We're going to add a little bit cayenne pepper to it. Make it a little spicy. I think we're only going to do a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. think that'll give it enough heat. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Same with the salt. Like I say, I'll test it in a little bit, but we're just gonna start off with a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So we got salt, we got some cayenne pepper, and like I said, it's minced garlic, bell pepper, onion, and some roux. And after about 30 minutes, I'll give it a taste and see what it tastes like. Got the broiler heated up, and here's my meatballs in my fall line pan, and we just want to get a little brown on both sides. So we'll pop that in the oven, and we'll, I guess we'll do about 5 minutes, then I'll check it. I'll check it in between, but that way it doesn't burn, because the broiler is on high, so just watch it. So I went ahead and gave it a little taste, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more salt to it. Definitely got enough cayenne pepper. Actually got a pretty good spiciness to it. So that's another 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and we just kind of stir it up a little bit, give it another little taste. Yep, I think that's good. So that's it. We'll put this on a low heat, and just kind of, I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it. It's getting kind of thick again, and we'll just let that simmer. So that's been around 5 minutes, and just starting to get a brown on one side of it. So we'll just go ahead and flip them on the other side, and we'll let this side get a little brown on it. Like I said, you really don't have to do this step, but I find it gives it a lot better flavor if they got a nice brown on both sides of the meatballs. You could also do it in the pan, but this is just a lot less work. All right, and we'll place that in for about another 5 minutes. So this is the meatballs. Like I said, not a crazy amount of brown, but just enough, you know. It'll give it a nice little extra flavor. Something like that. And now we'll just drop them in the stew, and we'll let it simmer on a low heat for probably for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm cooking this way before lunchtime, so I'm gonna just let it simmer real slow on the stove. Yeah, probably for 2 hours. I mean, only can make it taste better. Like I said, I wouldn't worry about getting all the sides brown. Just, you know, at least one side, but try to get them, you know, 2 sides brown. And plus it gets rid of a lot of grease too from the meatballs. And since my pan was lined in aluminum foil, I have to wash the pan. I can just put the pan back in the locker. So there you go, meatball stew. And like I said, this is I guess after about an hour, I'll probably check the gravy again, see what I got to add to it. But I'm thinking it's gonna probably be okay. Like I said, the meatballs are pretty well seasoned as well, so should be good. We just let that simmer. I guess on a pretty low heat where it's just bubbling. And just check it every 30 minutes or so and add water as needed. So we've been cooking about an hour and 10 minutes or so, and that's not including the cook time I did with the onions and bell pepper. So probably all together right now, probably about an hour and 20 minutes or so. And I think I'm gonna just let this go about an hour and a half, because it's done. I mean, so that's how it looks. And right before I serve it, because I'm gonna probably turn this off and reheat it when it's ready for lunch. I'm gonna add some green onion tops to it, but I'll show you once I do that. So I went ahead and reheated it back up, and right before you serve it, take you a nice big handful of green onion tops, put in it. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna have this over some white basmati rice. That's usually the rice that I use. So there you go, meatball stew. And I guess the total cook time was probably about 2 hours. Hour and a half would be fine, but you know, 2 hours, so just let it go a little longer. Should be very good. Well, if you enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.